Son of Frankenstein is the third film in the Frankenstein series. The reason I'm reviewing this is because there's a remake of Bride of Frankenstein. But I already reviewed Bride of Frankenstein when I reviewed the 31 movie and It to prepare for the Del Toro movie that came out in November. I just sneezed, but it was off camera. At least I hope so. Yeah, but I already reviewed those two, so now I'm reviewing this one. First, the positives. The best thing in this movie is Bela Lugosi's performance as Igor. And if you remember, in the original movie, the assistant wasn't Igor, it was Fritz. And it's Igor as this hunchback, Danny DeVito penguin type character, and it is just an amazingly fun performance. And, that's the best thing here. Karloff is still great as the monster. He is the monster. He just is. At least this interpretation of the character. It's just, I have this right here. It's an action figure, okay? Of action figure, prop, collectible, because this is for adults to own, of Boris Karloff's monster. I'm going to put it back on the shelf. But yeah, I really like Boris Karloff as the monster here. I really like the first two films so much. This one, we'll get to it. But we're sorry, positive Igor, Boris Karloff. Negatives. I have negatives and then I have a bunch of things. Negatives, this one's more boring than the others. And I also think that it's a forced sequel. I mean, what happened was the actor who played Henry Frankenstein passed away. James Whale didn't want to come back to direct, so they had it be his son, had this forced plot of his son coming in and finding shit, and, you know, his kid is, his kid ends up having to deal with the ramifications of what his father did, and madness ensues. The monster ends up running a wreck again. All that happens, and I don't like it. Now, I don't like this movie that much, but it's enjoyable because of one movie that came out after it that took a lot from it. I am talking about a masterpiece. Let me get my DVD copy of this masterpiece out. The movie that took a lot from this is Young Frankenstein, the Mel Brooks parody of Frankenstein. That is probably the best Frankenstein movie outside of Bride of. Yes, even better than a new Del Toro movie. This movie parodies like every shot from this movie in a hilarious fashion. I really love Young Frankenstein. Throughout the entirety of watching this movie, I was quoting Young Frankenstein throughout the entire thing. And the kid who is Frankenstein's son's son in this movie, who would be Frankenstein's grandson, has curly hair, just like Gene Wilder here. So you could argue this is canon. It's... I want it in frame. It's not going to be in frame. Okay. It's, like, this movie is so good. So, like, the fact that this inspired so much stuff from that movie, like, the music in that movie, the guy with the robotic arm, you could argue the son in this movie inspired Gene Wilder's character. Igor was a direct parody of Igor. So much of that movie came from this movie. For that reason, I kind of feel like I have to like it a little bit, because this might be a whatever the grade ends up being movie, but it gave us an A+ movie. It gave us one of my favorite movies ever made. So that makes me want to have to give it more, but without a Bela Lugosi's performance, Boris Karloff's performance, there's not much here. Also, it inspired a scene in Aladdin. There's a scene in Aladdin where Jafar has a hunchback, and he's like, oh, the golden rule. Whoever has the goal and makes the rules. And anyway, he finds a secret passageway, and that scene happens between Frankenstein's son and Igor in this movie. So that's fun. It inspired Aladdin, and also inspired this. Aladdin and this are two of my favorite movies. This isn't. But I respect it for bringing me two of my favorite movies. I assume the reason, even though it's far from the best, but it's the one this one parodies the most, is because this is the one Mel Brooks, the director here, would have saw when he was a kid in theaters. I would assume that's why. But yeah, altogether I give this movie a B-. if you are marathoning Frankenstein, Bride of Frankenstein, and you want to throw a third movie in to make it a trilogy, I would say don't throw Son of Frankenstein in. Throw Young Frankenstein in. It's like throwing in a scary movie in the marathon of the Scream movies, which I haven't done and I'm not going to do. I don't like the scary movies. I don't think they're funny. It's just a lot of really dumb, stupid jokes for dumb people. This is a lot of really smart jokes for smart people. Oh, I love this movie. I love it. Anyway, so yeah, very high praise for Young Frankenstein. Don't waste your time with Son of Frankenstein. And will I ever review Young Frankenstein? Probably. I kind of already did. But yeah, this movie's a B-. Have fun.